Seanad McCarthy.
Thank you, Hugh, and thank you, Minister. Thank you for being here today. As our colleague has just addressed, we are addressing an issue that is very serious and very topical. And I think, I personally think it's eroding public confidence in an essential service, and that is insurance, especially when you focus on the likes of motor insurance. And it's an issue that affects all of us, young people, essential service providers, etc. And I see time and time again that motor insurance is increasing, and yet claims are coming down. And if you look at the accident rates, they've fallen. If you look at road safety, that has improved across the board. And you look at vehicles are safer, technology is better, and public awareness is higher than ever. Yet despite all of that progress, premiums are still continuing to rise, and excesses are continuing to climb as well. And that seems to be a contradiction. And a lot of us are asking a simple question, is why are we paying more when the risk is going down? And even in my own business, as Senator Casey has pointed out about SMEs, the temptation is often there to underwrite yourself. But then you're just thinking about that, the act of God clause where you lose everything. But I know people who have taken the task of underwriting themselves, and they are saving money at this moment in time. The truth, though, about the current system, I think, back to motor insurance, I think it lacks transparency in pricing, and also it lacks transparency in payouts. And customers don't know how their premiums are actually calculated. They do know that when one driver is paying €700 and another pays 2,000, and they don't know why a reduction in claims does not translate into a reduction in premiums. And also, one of my colleagues, I think yourself, Joanne, was talking a couple of weeks ago that she went to buy her insurance and it was €400 online, and because you didn't take it that day, you went back and it was €800 the following day. So there's no transparency in how the premiums are calculated. And I think insurance aren't required to show us how it all works. And I don't think that's how a fair market should operate. It's how a closed system is operating. And I think the public then are carrying the burden while the whole rationale behind the pricing remains hidden. But the group, I think, that are mostly affected and mostly ignored are young drivers. And we have young people, even coming through the services of Tiglin, and you're getting them into housing, you're getting them into education, and getting them on the road. And they're facing premiums anywhere between €3,000 and €5,000, even when driving older, low-powered vehicles. And these are students, apprentices, people that are going into the workplace, people that are hopefully trying to build their future. We're telling them to get jobs, we're telling them to contribute, and yet before they even start, they're facing an insurance bill larger than a large proportion of their annual income. So I know we have a Cabinet subcommittee on insurance reform, but I'm not too sure if we're actually ticking all the boxes there. And it's something that I feel is not just an economic issue. I think it's costing society in a huge way. And I know I've spoken to parents who actually feel ashamed that they cannot help their children afford a car. Often the car is the cheapest thing to buy. The insurance is where the problem starts. And I've also spoken to a lot of rural families who feel abandoned because without a car, they are cut off from employment, education, and oftentimes healthcare as well. So for many people in the country, a car is not optional. Not everybody lives beside a bus route. Not everybody has access to a rail link, and rural Ireland can't be just told to take public transport. So what we need to do, we need mandatory transparency regarding how insurance is priced, and insurers must publish this data, how the premiums are set, how risk is assessed, and also how claims, when they are being reduced, how that translates into pricing, because without that transparency, I don't think we have the accountability. Also, we need fair treatment, as I've mentioned, for young drivers. And that means ending a blanket risk categorisation. I remember we used to have it for women drivers. Women drivers were given half the premium than male drivers, and there was a whole issue there regarding gender. But we need to reward safe behaviour and ensure that premiums reflect actual driving records. And lastly, Minister, we need stronger regulatory oversight. The state must have the power to challenge unjustified increases, to demand data and to intervene when the market fails consumers. I know in the Enterprise Committee I've often brought up about, to the insurance, the heads, and I've often brought up about how insurance is spiralling, and I know my colleague here, Linda Nelson-Murray, has done the same, and we were told that actually when you have a subcommittee on insurance reform, so that needs to be brought back there. So finally, Minister, we need the government to do more regarding insurance reform. The public deserves a system that protects them and not one that penalises certain cohorts. Thank you, Minister. Thank you.